A Regent Park community group is giving out free meals to people in need during Ramadan. Ramadan Meals TO is working to ensure people have access to fresh halal meals during Ramadan. These meals are being given out to people residing in Regent Park from April 12 to May 12. This initiative is being led by Healing as One, a Toronto youth group. I spoke with Kumsa Baker, one of the organizers of Ramadan Meals TO, to find out more information about it.
Kumsa, thank you so much for agreeing to speak with me about Ramadan Meals TO. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
So my first question is, why did you start Ramadan Meals TO?
So Ramadan Meals TO was started last year during the pandemic. So when the pandemic had started, folks in the community were, when the pandemic had started and Ramadan was happening, a lot of people in the community were concerned that, with the pandemic and, a lot of people losing their jobs, and a lot of things shut down, that, there was a need for support. A lot of that need we heard through the mosque. And a little bit of background, usually during the month of Ramadan, a lot of people like to spend time in the mosque, through prayers and like other sort of more community-based events. A lot of times the mosque is like sort of a place where people can go to if they need support, whether it's just meals or some money in order to help support them, during the month of Ramadan. And it's also a time for people to give back, right? And so a lot of times people connect with the mosque to give them, whether it's donations or also like, providing meals. It's a good sort of place for community to kind of be together, and to break fast, and so for each of the 30 days of Ramadan, people usually fast from sunrise to sunset, and then they break the fast, with a dinner. And so because the mosques were closed during the pandemic, it, highlighted a huge need in the community. And so, as a sort of someone who's, cares really about a lot about the community, we started thinking about some ideas in terms of how to support the community, even though people can be physically, together. And so, we came up with the concept of Ramadan meals, where we would work with the mosque to identify, folks in the community who, identified that they were in need of support. And, we just, connected with a lot of like community members, neighbors, folks who wanted to volunteer, or, donate, money. And so we raised a lot of funds to help support the program. And we also got a lot of support from, people in the community. And so initially, a lot of youth through a group called Healing as One got involved. And so they do a lot of sort of youth-based work in Regent Park and sort of the downtown east area. And so that group, with their youth volunteers, were able to come out, help support with, doing the driving and delivering of meals. And sort of, so I think like that was sort of the initial sort of launch of the program. And we started off doing about 100 meals during that Ramadan per day, and it sort of quickly ramped up as sort of more people in the community heard about it, and then also as we got more capacity through donations and sort of support from like local businesses and other sort of community-based organizations.
How do you source the items for these meals?
We source the items through a variety of ways. So first one being that because we've been able to fundraise a lot of money, what we've been able to do is we've been able to connect with a lot of mothers and caterers who are in the neighborhood locally, who are able to prepare the meals, and so we do compensate them for being able to prepare those meals, and then it's also a way to help support and sustain local businesses in the neighborhood, who are struggling, during this time, and so that's one way in terms of how we source our meals. The other way as well is that we have connected with local businesses and restaurants. Some who've been very generous and have offered us 50 meals a day, 100 meals a day, on certain days, and so we've been able to really benefit from sort of restaurants who've kind of stepped up and said, hey, like, I may not be able to donate money, but, we have food and we can prepare food for you guys and help support you that way.
What do these prepared meals consist of?
So it's typically a dinner, and so we'll make it's typically a rice, a meat, so either chicken or beef, and then we also do like a salad. From time to time, we'll also accompany some of the meals with like fruits and sort of other type of like sort of desserts. But a lot of times it just depends on sort of the support, and so we have the standard meal that we typically offer, and then sort of from time to time there may be some sort of additions. And sort of last year another big addition to our program as well was good food boxes. So we had a partnership with Food Share Toronto, and we were able to help to distribute fresh vegetables to folks in the community who had that need. And so a lot of the folks who we deliver to are mostly like families, as well as a lot of newcomers. And so, whether, they're living on their own or in some of the shelters downtown, as well as seniors. We've been seeing a huge need from our senior population as well in terms of having this type of support. And so that's who we're mainly sort of supporting through this initiative.
How many meals do you give out in an average day?
So now we're, since this is the second year of our program now, and so currently we're delivering about 350 meals per day, just in the sort of the downtown east area. We typically have about 12 volunteers who are helping to distribute those meals to different, addresses. And we also have like sort of a whole team behind the scenes who are kind of helping to coordinate and, making sure that people receive their meals, and if there are people have any concerns or questions or specific requests, that we're able to sort of, connect with them and make sure that they're having as good of an experience as possible with the program.
How can people apply to receive these meals?
Well, Healing is one. And so through their social media channels, they're very well connected into sort of the neighborhood and the community. And so we've been able to leverage that to get, to get the information out. So, asking people to share it on WhatsApp. They can definitely go down to the website, healingas1.ca, where there's a sign up sheet where people can, request, the amount of meals that they need or other additional supports that they may have for over the next, for the month.
What is your reaction to the fact that 1 in 5 households in Regent Park experience food insecurity?
It's not surprising. It's something that we see on a daily basis, from our daily interactions with, folks who are beneficiaries of the program. Regent Park, even though it's, a lot has changed, there's still a huge need in terms of, supports. And so, it's something that is definitely a gap, and it's something that, even past Ramadan is something that we've identified as something we would like to continue to do.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Have a great day.
That was Kumsa Baker, one of the organizers of Ramadan Meals TO. If you're interested in becoming involved in this program, you can head to Healing as One's website. For Radio Regent, I'm Jonathan Bradley.